he did everything there not to throw
yes.
one or two individuals under the bus. What we needed was Ilkay Gundogan, just to say, oh, it was Nico Jackson.
Yes. Here's what he should have done.
We'd have been in the Champions League semi-final if it wasn't for Ronald Araujo making bad mistakes. We'd have been at Wembley if Nico Jackson could just finish.
Yeah.
That's what he's thinking, but he's a manager.
What's it like when you've got a player who's had a nightmare in the dressing room afterwards?
I mean, the problem is it's not just one player, right? I mean, maybe today Nicholas Jackson could have finished a lot of his chances, but over the course of this season, there's been a lot of players that have been underperforming for Chelsea. So I think in this situation, it's a little bit different. I mean, I think for me, Pochettino, what he said at the beginning there, he said that they shouldn't have conceded when they did, and he's so right. I mean, on a day where City have not been at their best, don't concede. Right. Don't concede in the last 5 minutes. Take it to extra time. Just get it to extra time. If you realise that you're not clinical and you're not finishing your chances, shut up shop for the last 10 minutes. Take it to extra time. They're going to be obviously exhausted. They just played 120 minutes in Madrid. And see what you can do from there. And that's those signs of the naivety of Chelsea at the moment.
Players will never say to other players who have honestly missed chances. Nothing.
Right.
You know, again, it's the Nico Jackson story here. He worked hard. He run the channels. He tried his best. It's not picking on the player for lack of any effort. He's just not a natural, confident finisher. And when you're in the dressing room, there is some element of empathy for that because you're not trying. But when it gets to, and you know, you're not going around saying you should have scored and that really shouldn't and doesn't happen. Maybe it does the odd place, but I wouldn't think so. But where it can sort of fester is if it continues to happen is when senior players go to the manager and say, listen, we need to find a different way here.
Right.
We need to find a different way because this is not happening and it's affecting everybody. And I kind of get that scenario at the moment. They have to get through to the summer, see where they are. Could be Europe, might not be. But they need to find a solution to these problems. Otherwise, Mr. Pochettino is going to be the next one with his head on the block. It's that simple.
So, Manchester City through to the final. Last year, they faced Manchester United in the final, didn't they? And that could very well happen again. They take on Coventry City tomorrow. That's our early game on ESPN+. Coverage starts at 10 a.m. Eastern. You'll be returning to Wembley for that game for us, Nedum. What are you expecting?
I'm expecting United to have a solid approach, but then to still have one or two issues against the Coventry side, who did very well in the round before against Wolves. I think they were deserved winners away at Molineux, and I think that says a lot about their style of play. And I think from a matchup standpoint, I think it will cause United issues, but United are the better side. They've got the element of attack, but they will give up opportunities because that's what United do. I think we've seen that, especially from when 2024 has kicked in, that the other sides will get opportunities, but will Coventry be able to take theirs? I'm not sure. But ultimately, I think all roads lead towards another Manchester derby final. And if it doesn't end up being that way, I'm really hopeful that Craig Burley will be on air to discuss it.